A lot of times when you're on your spiritual journey, God is going to make you uncomfortable. God is going to put you in situations that you're like, you want me to do what? No, that doesn't even make sense. Like, well, God, you're tripping. You're tripping right now, God. Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Shayla and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey girl, make sure you guys put hello in the comment section below so I can say hey to all my new subscribers. This is not like a normal video. I kind of just wanted to come on here and just really share my testimony because I truly believe that testimonies have a lot of power. I just know that there are a lot of people that may be going through the same thing, and I know that me voicing what I've been going through may help someone along the way. So this video is just going to be about my testimony, my spiritual journey that I've been on with God. And I just really hope that it helps someone. I hope that it helps motivate you. I hope that it gets you out of the funk that you're in. I hope that it keeps you going, and I hope that it grows you closer to God. So in this video, I kind of wanted to start my testimony off with just like my spiritual journey. I feel like what people forget to tell you when you're on this spiritual journey is that God will put you in places and rooms and environments that you had no intentions, no idea you would ever be in. You will find yourself in situations where you're like, what you want me to do, God? Huh? What? That don't even make sense. And I found myself in a similar position. My spiritual journey, it's been a long journey. I would say the start of me being more intentional was probably about a year, maybe 2 years ago. A year and a half to 2 years ago. I had a friend who went to Union Church in Maryland, and then they actually founded a church here in Charlotte as well. So she invited me to come to church one day, and I came to church with her. The service was great. It was just, I love the pastor, the environment. It was just a really good service and sermon for me, and I kept going back and kept going back. Now, this is my first introduction back into the church post-COVID. Before COVID, I was watching a lot of YouTube sermons and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but y'all, you don't realize how much your soul needs in-person church until you're in a in-person church. And I didn't realize how much I was missing it until I got back into the church, and I was consistent ever since. I was going into church. I had bought me a new Bible. I bought me some Bible study material. I was in the Word every day. I was learning how to pray and all of these things. And for a long time, I was just doing that, you know, routinely, going to church, doing what I gotta do, like still intentional, but not as intentional. And I would say like early, maybe late last year is when I really started to get a little deeper with God and really started to break down his verses and really learned how to genuinely pray. That was a really big thing for me. I used to be scared for like somebody to be like, Jalen, pray. I used to be like, me? I used to didn't think I had the word of wisdom or the right thing to say during prayer. As I was going on my spiritual journey, I started to get really, really good with prayer, and things were just looking good. Like God was right there. I was able to talk to him. My church has a dream team. So those are your people that serve. Those are your greeters. Those are your people who set up, your production crew, your camera crews. Just serving the church in some capacity, they call them a dream team. In order to be a part of your dream team, you have to go through Growth Track, and Growth Track is 4 steps, and basically they're like these mini classes that you take for you to discover your purpose and figure out where you belong in the church and figure out where God wants you to serve within the church. Mind you, I've been going to this church for like 2 to 3 years. My line sister moved here probably like a year after I did, and I invited her to church. And after the very first service, she joined Dream Team. She started her Growth Track experience. I used to just leave church and never go. Like I used to walk past the Growth Track door all the time and never go. And then when I realized, I'm like, dang, she went after her first service to serve. Like, why I didn't do that? And so for so long, it was just in my head, like, dang, Jalen, why won't you just go to Growth Track? Why won't you just join the church? You're here every Sunday. You're in the Word with God. What is it? Why won't you just go? And it was playing with me for so long. Another year went by, and I still didn't join. So fast forward to 2024, maybe like March, April-ish, I went to church one day and I was about to walk past the door, and something told me to go in there. And it wasn't something, it was God. Let's just be real here. God told me to go into Growth Track. So I went into Growth Track. I started, I did all the steps. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna join the church, right? But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna join outreach. I wanna do like volunteer work. I wanna do something that's comfortable. I wanna do something that doesn't involve me being here all the time. Cause outreach, they only serve every like once or twice a month on weekends. I was like, oh, I can do that. That's easy. That don't take up so much time. Like, I wanna do outreach. I go to sign up and they're like, well, you know, outreach is a little full. Is there any other, you know, teams that you would like to serve on? I was like, oh, I could do the finances. Like, I'm good with that. I work at a bank. Like, this is cool. This is comfortable. I could do this. I could totally do this. And then I got on a call with one of the team leads from the finance group, and she was like, what do you do outside of, you know, work or whatever? And I was like, well, I do have a YouTube channel. I have a camera. Like, I love editing. I love filming. Like, this is like really my purpose. This is my passion, right? And so what the church tries to do is align certain areas of your life that you're passionate about in the church so you can serve within your purpose and your passion. So she's like, why don't you just join photography or creativity? And I'm sitting there looking at her like, huh? Photography? I'm like, oh no, I don't do photography. Like, I just do YouTube. It's a little different. Like, I do not do photography. I would not be good. That is not my thing. Like, I'm telling her like, no. And she's like, well, I will connect you with the lead over there. You can talk to her about it. You can try it out. If you don't like it, then you can go somewhere else. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll try it. This is when God was starting to make me uncomfortable, because what I realized was everything that I wanted to do was making me comfortable. Everything from me not just joining Growth Track, from being in the church for so long, to me, you know, joining Growth Track and then trying to get in on a team that I felt like was easy, that was comfortable, that wasn't going to involve or take too much of my time. So I'm like, okay. So I get on the phone with the team lead for the photography, and the team lead so happens to just be the pastor's wife. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, just come this Sunday. We'll do a little trial period. You know, we'll have somebody train you, all this stuff. So I meet with the trainer, and they send me all of this photography material with all this camera stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Like, God, why do you have me here? So fast forward, I started my first Sunday and I start getting trained on a camera. I learned so much that day. I learned so much about the camera. So much. And then it made me want to serve over and over and over again, because they taught me how to not only have perfect camera settings, but they also taught me how to edit photos and what does this ISO mean versus the shutter speed and all this other stuff that I'm learning. Over time, I'm like, God, this is all part of your plan. And what I realized is that I'm in YouTube. I'm in the filming industry. I post content. I constantly use a camera every single day, and I feel like God was putting me in that position in this season for me to use whatever tools and knowledge I'm learning within the church and the photography team to move it on to my YouTube. And what I realized as I started filming and editing more videos, I started to play with more of the settings, and it's literally just been mind-blowing. And I'm like, God, this was all a part of the plan. This was all a part of the plan. It's just so mind-boggling for me, because it's just like, if I would have stayed comfortable and just went with outreach and went against God's will and not join Growth Track, not try to serve in the church, where will I be today? And ever since I joined the team, I've learned so much. My editing has gotten greater. I've gotten more views on my YouTube channel. My editing skills have gotten better and better and better and better. And what God was doing was using that team to sharpen my skills, to pour into the passion and purpose that He has for me, aka YouTube. And And I really wanted to share this story because a lot of times when you're on your spiritual journey, God is going to make you uncomfortable. God is going to put you in situations that you're like, you want me to do what? No, that doesn't even make sense. Like, well, God, you're tripping. You're tripping right now, God. You playing games right now. In all honesty, he's doing these things because you may not see the picture. You may not see, you don't see the picture. You don't see the end goal. You don't see you don't see past today, right? Only God knows what he has in store for you. So sometimes you literally have to bite the bullet, humble yourself, take that pride away, and get uncomfortable. So when God is making you uncomfortable in a season, don't look at it as, oh my God, like, what is this? I don't want to do this no more. Like, I'm done with you, God. Don't look at it like that. Look at it as, okay, whatever this is, it's making me uncomfortable, but I know in the end it's going to make me better. I know in the end that this is going to lead me to something else, whether that's you meeting somebody for your business, whether that's you strengthening your skills for something else that you may need later down the road that you have no idea of. So I think that's just so powerful how God can just use you and just put you in rooms and situations that will help you along the way with other things that have nothing to do with the room that he put you in today. So that is pretty much my testimony. I'm still on my spiritual journey. I'm not perfect, but I would say, like, being on your spiritual journey, you learn so much. You learn how to pray more. You learn how to listen, and you learn how to clear your mind so you can really hear God. There's so much that goes on with it. And what I would say to words to my pastor, the sermon that he literally just preached yesterday, let's focus on progression and not perfection. And I think majority of the time when we're on the spiritual journey, we're expecting our lives to change immediately. We're expecting ourselves to, get down to Christian principles and what a Christian should and should not do immediately. And it's not like that. It's all about progression. It's all about trying to work every day to be intentional with God. And it's not about perfection. So yes, we have flaws. Yes, we still sin. Yes, these things still occur. But at the end of the day, it's about progression. So if you're on your spiritual journey, it's okay to get uncomfortable. If God is making you uncomfortable, it's a great thing. That means he's working in your life. That means that he's working towards something, and you might not know what it is, but just know whatever it is, it's beneficial for you in your life and whatever he has planned for you. I really just wanted to share that testimony because I know a lot of times the spiritual journey is a little scary. I know sometimes when people get put in uncomfortable situations, they tend to stray away from God because they feel like, how could this be you if this ain't got nothing to do with what I thought I should be doing? And that's the beauty about your spiritual journey, is because you have to surrender your plans. You have to surrender everything that you felt like you should or should not be doing to build your relationship with God. You have to surrender everything to him. Everything. And that's the beauty of it, because when you surrender everything, one, your mind is so much more at peace because you know that your plans are in the hands of God, and God would never steer you the wrong way. Yes, he may put you in positions and situations that way you can learn a lesson that will be needed later on, but he's never going to leave you. He's never going to leave you. And so I want to end this video with this scripture that I read this morning that I think is just literally perfect for everything that we just talked about. Jeremiah 1:5, and it says, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you as my prophet to the nations. Him simply saying that he knew you before he formed you in the womb, meaning he knows the plans that he has for you. He knows who you are. He knows what you need. He knows the path that you need to be on. I don't know. He knew me before he formed me in the womb. He knew that I needed to join the photography creative team at my church because it was a part of my plan and my purpose to strengthen my skills for YouTube. Everything is just all connected, and I'm just so happy to be sharing my testimony, y'all. Like, I just keep smiling because when you've been on this spiritual journey for so long, and you get to a point where you're starting to really see physically what God is doing in your life, it's just like, oh my God, thank you, I'm so grateful. Like, it's just an amazing feeling, and I can't wait for you all to have that same feeling. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do today, was just share my testimony. And I really hope whatever I share just helps someone today. Don't give up on your spiritual journey. It's hard, it's rough. Sometimes you feel like you can't hear God. Sometimes you feel like you're praying and nothing is happening. That's okay. I've been on my spiritual journey for at least 2 years, and I feel like I'm finally getting at a point where I'm like, okay, God is really moving. And I feel like we have to stop thinking like God moving has to be this really big gesture. It can be the smallest of things that he's moving. Just think about it like a chess piece or like a puzzle piece. Every little puzzle is being put into place every single day. Some puzzle pieces are small, some puzzle pieces are big, and you just have to continue to build the puzzle so we can get to the bigger picture, literally. Yeah, I hope to help someone. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.